Um, I have... Now we're looking at the inside of my inside face. How did this happen? Hello and welcome to the realm of Midgard. I'm Dew Mountain and this is episode 18, chapter 2 from our realm. Wow, it's been a week. I had work come back up a bit more as I sort of touched on last episode, which prevented me being able to get an episode out last week and really doing any recording. Actually, it's been quite a bit busy, so that's both good and bad. I've been able to get a bit more work going, but I've also been able to spend a little less time on the realm. With that said though, I have been doing some off-camera work, small little detailing things, because, well, as December gets closer, so does, the next Minecraft update, which is when we're kind of planning on, wrapping up this whole world and everything. And it's not like I made a small project for myself to build up. No, I decided to build Foxwood. So I've been trying to get a little bit of work done, which I'll be using this episode to sort of show you through. But with all that sort of rambling off, I'm over here in actually Athika's holiday house, which we did build up last episode. We've got his nice little bed behind me, and we flip up, we can see our days in game, which is 5,628. Not bad, besides stumbling through numbers. And Athika has messaged me on Discord, and he's told me how grateful he was for this whole build-up, and he really loved it and everything, and that I should go and look around the area there he's left me a little surprise. So, if we head on down, let's go and check out Athika's surprise. Without trying to show off a little bit of the spoilers, let's walk through the door like this, and if we look up, you can see Ranger has not yet had a chance to build up his house yet, but he has messaged me saying that he's been in a creative testing world and actually making up some designs. So I am really keen to see what Mr. Pro Ranger has to offer when he builds up his house. Alright, now with that said, you can see behind me a very Athika looking box. So let's go up there and see what Athika has gifted us. I'm sure I can do this in one flight. Let's see. Fly up, spin around. I think I did that without showing off too much of what I've done over there. Now, can I did it! One go! Sweet. Alright, so I'm not sure if I get to keep the shulker box, but Athika has given us a whole shulker box full of tridents. Because as you know, there's a bug at the moment which is fixed in the next update, but that's about a month or so off. All of our tridents, if we don't stay close enough to them when we turn off the trident killers, they keep vanishing into the void. And so I have lost quite a few tridents, and I've actually been spending a lot of time near Athika's water temple, killing off drown to try and collect up a few more. And so Athika has gifted us all of these over here, which has been very, very handy. I'm actually going to take 3 of these now, because we actually have a trident killer over in Foxwood, which we haven't actually used up too much. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut away now over to our our stray skeleton spawner, and I'll show you that over there so we can put these into place. So let's stop rambling and head on over. So for those of you who remember early on in this chapter when we built up our enchanting area, we also set up a stray skeleton spawner over here down in this little cave, which if we make our way all the way down, you can see over here we have a skeleton spawner, which then they go, can we make it? Yep. So as they fall off down there, they go through some packed ice and they get converted over into some strays. Now, if we head on down into our killing chamber, do you remember when I drank invisibility potion and went over to Mr. Pro Ranger's place and tried to mess with him? Well, I forgot about this. A few weeks ago, I went AFK over here, and, well, he came and he got me back. So, this was his idea of pranking me, and unfortunately, I can climb this now, so I could always do a little, show you exactly what we've got going on here. So we've got the skeletons coming through and their heads going through the powdered ice, the powdered snow, words. They get converted into stray and they come on down into our trident killer. Now, as you can see how it's set up when we were leaving the area, the tridents were sort of, I think, losing their position and dropping, and they just drop straight down through the void and be gone. So thanks to Athica, we now have some spare tridents to chuck in here for when we run this thing. And yes, I have done an upgrade from the original design here in the storage area. Because we've added on the mob heads, I've now made a sorting section so we can collect up some of the stray heads, which actually I haven't checked out how these ones look on my skin yet. How's this one go? Oh, looks like I've seen a ghost. Alright, so that's this area over here, and Athica, thank you very, very much for our gift of those tridents, man. Much appreciated. Alright, now let's head back over to Athica's sort of holiday house area there, because I would like to show you the first thing that I sort of have built off camera, which you might have guessed from last episode. So, if we fly on over there, I think you'll see what we've been up to. So, alright, so I'm sure you can see already that I have gone ahead and we land on the roof, built up the pond that I was talking about last episode, where we've now connected up this little river stream and it wraps around and heads into a little pondy area or watery bay. I'm not very good with words today. It's been a week. Whoops. But we've built up this area here, and I am missing the custom tree that I want to build there. I know, I am kind of making a habit of planning out where custom trees will go and not doing them, but this one will get built, hopefully before the end. But let's sort of glide down, and just before it becomes night, have a little bit of a look down here. So I've added in some stripped birch wood because it gives a bit more of a wet sand look, and I really like how it's sort of going along down here. We've bone milled the water, sort of the sand and the gravel underneath the water, which has grown up some of these weeds and the too tall sort of seaweed, as well as some of the coral fans and that, which I didn't actually think they were going to grow over here, but I'm very grateful they did. We've also added in a few of the lily pads and some glow sea pickles, so that way we've got some extra lighting in here, because yeah, it was getting a bit dark, as you can kind of see. I don't have enough just yet, but it's getting there. We've also connected with all of the vine sort of pattern that the brewing section of the hill there had to tie into this section here, so it all looks like it flows into one nice sort of coherent piece. But it's getting a little bit dark, so let's quickly have a sleep. So as you can see, before we only had up to like this section here with all the leaf pattern and so the vines growing down through the hill, and I've tried to connect up a little bit more with that as it goes into the dirter sections, as well as adding in some of the moss blocks to sort of break up the dirt pattern just a little bit and help blend in with the leaves. We've still got the Pumpkin King's Scarecrow guys over there watching over Foxwood. I mean, they haven't done anything too bad yet, but yeah, I don't know. I still don't trust the Pumpkin King at the moment. But we've got him looking over down at the pond. And yeah, I've added in some of the bamboo because I think it just sort of nicely ties around with Foxwood. And now, if we go over and collect Ted, I think what this pond is missing, besides a tree, is some axolotls. And well, it's been a week, so we've missed out on a fair bit of breeding over here. So let's head over to Axolotl Pond. Yeah, Ted, you want to come over there? Because you haven't actually seen this other little decorating surprise I've done. Because I've also filled in another little blank area over there. So let's actually, for this one, take our lovely mule, who I think I'm going to call Dennis. Yeah, I don't know why, he just sort of reminds me of, yeah, you agree, Ted? Alright, so we're going to call our mule Dennis. At the moment, there is a bug with name tags, and they're not quite naming correctly. So hopefully, we'll check out by the end of this episode to see if we can name See if we can name Dennis properly. Yes, thank you. I'm glad I got that too. But, so let's go and collect him and head over to Axolotl Pond. Alright, you ready to go for a little trip, Dennis? As you can also see, I've added in that little wagon in this space here, and it really all ties it in nicely. We've got the pathways. So, yeah, just to wrap up this area pretty well, if we can get a tree in behind me, I think this area will be well on its way to being completed. Which is funny, because that's sort of something that we need to start thinking about now. Like, here's another area where I want to put in one of those guard towers that we've got out the front, but I haven't gotten time to get that done yet. So hopefully we can get that on the way. But as you come through, you will see that Marshall has lost his banner. Hang on. Okay. See? Marshall, our music-loving, raid captain, lost his banner. Both of these guys had banners, and now it's just him. Marshall, what happened? Did you get demoted? Oh, you don't want to talk about it. Okay. Well, come on, Dennis. As you can see over here, I have now tied in this nice little sort of open space. I've added in a few of the moss blocks and some of the azalea bushes with some moss on them too, to get different sort of heights and depths. We've added in a little bit of some crops over here because, as you might recall, I did want Foxwood to be like, the farming village of Midgard. And, well, we've kind of kept that going pretty well. I've also now made up great use of this space by adding in, I think it's like a gazebo-y sort of shelter. We've got some chests over here that we can store our items and everything. And yeah, I really think that this nicely is just tied in this area. I've got the vines which keep growing and I'm harvesting so I can use elsewhere. So it's also got that little payoff too. Now, Dennis, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie you up over at the gazebo, because we are going, Ted and I, to breed some axolotls so we can take them over to the new sort of pond area there and start introducing a few. What do you reckon, Ted? No comment? Alright. So, as we can see over here in the axolotl pond, I have been checking out ages since last time when we found out that Goldie was no longer with us. And I think he's trying to tell us that, Goldie might have tried swimming up the water fountain and jumping off. But, yeah, it's a bit of a sad thing. And unfortunately, that means that we're now back down to just our brown and cyan axolotls. We don't have the pink one anymore. I've got no idea where that one went. And Goldie's now also gone too. So, yeah, looks like we're going to have to hope that these guys can give us our blue axolotl. But I have managed to stock up on some tropical fish. So, let's start things off by, Ted, do you want to get out of the water? Alright, let's go. Let's go with you and you. Come on. Not quite, but I'm now going to collect you and you guys are going to come with me to the new pond. Ted, get out of the water. You can't play with them. Now let's also breed up another 2, just so that we can, keep this area populated. Oh, you're too little. Alright, there we go. Here comes up the older ones. So let's breed up you and you. Beautiful. So we got 1 of each for the babies. We're going to take 2 of these adults. And these will be the ones that we head on over to our new area to start breeding. Alright, Ted, I think that's what we're going to do for a little bit, because we're getting closer to the end and I'm wanting this blue axolotl. So, let's take enough to breed up each set twice. And then when we don't get it, then we'll come back and get more. Oops, sorry guys, didn't mean to bring you over to me. So, unfortunately, we did not get the blue axolotl that time. But I am pretty determined now to spend quite a bit of the rest of this episode because I am recording this, as you can probably tell by the speed of my voice, merely hours before I need to get this ready because, yeah, that's how hectic work has been. So I think what we're going to do today is just spend a fair bit of it breeding up axolotls, and yeah. So let's take over these 4 that we have collected over from our original pond, take them to our new area, and let's just try our luck. Now, the new area is quite open, and as you can see, I've let it join up to the main sort of water lake there. And so hopefully they don't stray too far away and we don't have to keep coming back here and trying to get more. But as you guys might remember, over in industrial area, we've got quite a few axolotls there too that we can always go and get. So, Ted, Dennis, let's try today to get ourselves that blue axolotl. I'm going to do this until I run out of tropical fish because that's going to take forever to collect up more. So let's jump on Dennis and head on off. Ah, no, don't waste the fish. Don't eat the fish on me. Oh, they ate the fish. Well, I guess you guys can have this fish too. Good luck. So now that we've slept, I think what my mistake was, they weren't ready to breed again. But they did get dinner, so I guess that's a bonus. Let's chuck the other 2 down here. Just see what they do. So we got 3 there. And yeah, see, one's already decided, do I want to leave? I'll come back. Ah, they're cool, aren't they, Ted? Alright, so I guess I'm going to have to now make a new barrel of tropical fish over here. Chuck these buckets in there. And while we wait for these guys to get back in the mood to breed, let's head over and do a little bit more of a look over at the garden bed that I placed in over here. Because there's something that I've kind of been thinking about, and I think maybe it might look really good. So if we go past Marshall and his friend, you can see over here that I've kind of, initially this was just like a little boulder sort of rock formation here, which now I've kind of extended into the stairwell to walk up this path. And as you can see over here, a bit more clearer from down here, that we've got all these vines sort of growing down and that, and I've done a big dirt sort of mound. And you're probably thinking, oh great, this is a marking for another custom tree that isn't going to be done. And well, no. What I've been thinking is I might actually start putting in a few more of that idea of having some boulders in here. So while we wait for those 4 axolotls to get back in the mood to try and breed up again, let's have a go at sort of making a bit of a rock formation, maybe falling down from this hillside. As you can sort of see, they might be related from the stones over there, who knows, but I reckon it might look a little bit cool to have some rocks and that over here. So I've collected up a few little resources now. It took me a little bit to go through that mess. Really got to sort it, you know. It's not like I planned to build a big storage area up there. Don't say it, Ted. Don't say it. Let's just keep walking. And let's build a rock. Oh, also, this is not my dog. This is the camera account's dog. Yeah, Ted, do you remember his name? Because I forgot it. Oh, that's awkward. So I'm just going to sort of place randomly blocks until I got a shape that I kind of like. And then we're going to go through and add in all the other sort of texturing. So how does this look? Ted, that's not nice. I'm trying here. Oh yeah, look, that's fine! God, making me think I was doing a bad job. Now let's switch that and do some lighting, because on Bedrock, stairs, half slabs, carpets, they all allow light to come through. So we do that, then we've got it all nice and sort of easily in place. Yeah, that's not too bad. That edge is a little bit too flat, I think. So you see here, it's a bit more built up and coming onwards a bit. I think we need to do that for the other side, because, yeah, we've just got this flat wall. So, Ted, hop over here for me, buddy. Good boy. I don't hate it. Look, it fits in there alright, and I reckon if we add a few more around it, that's actually probably what it needs. And it also, I think, needs a little bit of vine action. So, these ones haven't quite grown up enough yet to add all of them. Let's just put that there. Forget about it. And let's harvest up some of this. Because I reckon if we add some vines and maybe even some of the mossy carpets might also help tie it in. But let's just go with the vines for now. Stay away from the... So we add in a vine, I reckon, here. Something here and here. And also on this side here to sort of just tie in a bit more of that greenery. I think that might make it look a little bit better. Yeah. I think that'll do. Alright, so let's now grab Ted and see if our axolotl are ready to breed again. So what I think I might do is, I'm going to keep all of this supply on me, and we might just sort of take in turns of breeding axolotls and trying to build up a few of the boulders over there. Just to, yes, try and get a bit of work done on here, because I have not been able to do much work at all this week on the realm. It's a bit disappointing. Hey, all four are still here. That's perfect. Ted, do not get in the way of this. Okay, come on, guys. Get together. Hey, alright. I like it. These guys actually come up on land a little bit more. Like, Ted, don't Ted, stop getting in the way of love. Or forced breeding. Still no blue one, though. Alright. Means we're going to need to build another rock. Ted, can you watch over these guys for me? Alright, now we've got a few of our sort of blocky shapes in with the rocks, and I'm thinking that this is really sort of starting to tie itself together. I'm going to now, just like I did over here, go through with the stairs and sort of half slabs to help sort of round off some of these peaks and everything, and yeah, add a bit more sort of shape there. So let's get that done. Also, you know, add in a bit more of that hidden lighting as well, because it's pretty important, because I was noticing a lot of the mobs were even just sort of spawning around here. So I can even just put them, because we're showing off that this is a bit more of a rockier hillside, we don't even need to necessarily add it into the rock section and then put a slab on it. We could probably even, just like I did over in that section there, add the put the light source in the ground and add the slab over the top. Words. Oh man, just 1 week break and I'm already just stumbling over everything. Alright, so let's just now go through, add in that sort of layering, and then I think it's time to go and breed up some more axolotl. Although, let's go and breed up 2 of those ones over there first. Because, you know, I want this to be, I would love it to be the episode we get the blue one, because this is going to take forever. I can see the 2 adults coming up. There's one of them. There's the other one. One for you. One for you. So close. How was that close? Well, gave us an axolotl. Oh, I see your point. I see your point. Could have given us a Ravager, you know. Just, yeah. Oh, yeah. Alright, so as you can see, we've gone around now, added in a little bit more shape to our sort of boulders and rocks and that, and I'm thinking that's coming up really cool. If we can start adding in a bit more of maybe the vines, I think we should go and get some of the moss and mossy carpet to really sort of add into there, to sort of tie in those greens from the mossy cobblestone and all those sort of sections there. And I reckon that'll tie up this area really, really nicely. But before we do that, let's go breed some axolotl. Alright, one for you, one for you. And I got 2 buckets left in here. I'm fairly certain that I just... one for you. Nope. Yes! Come on. Alright. Let's go grab some moss and some vines, and then let's start adding a bit more to the area. Alright, I've now collected up some of the moss, some of the carpets, and a few vines. Our vine growing process is a bit slow, but we're getting there. So let's now go through and start adding in some of this texture. Now, place that there. For some of these things, I reckon we just go all out and just chuck in the moss like so, and just really sort of commit to this area being a bit more, well, it's a bit overgrown, it's a bit rocky, a bit hillier. Oh yeah, that definitely adds in much more of a lusher sort of vibe. I've got to be careful though, because I don't want to replace all of the grass. I just want it in selected areas, so gotta be careful, make sure that we don't go too overboard with it. But I think what we're doing at the moment should be fine. Alright. I started off the day with a barrel of fish. I don't have a barrel of fish anymore. Let's go you and you. No! It is looking like we're getting very, very close to running out of tropical fish. So, let me sleep, quickly start working on this hillside so we can tie in all of this area, and then just have to work on the top parts. And then I'll bring you back in. So, see you in a little bit. Alright, so I've gone through now and done all the sort of the mossy blocks, the mossy carpet, added in some more lights, and you know what, I think this has come up really nice for just sort of going through and randomly placing them in, because we don't have this top section quite yet finished to be able to tie it all in nicely. However though, I think this has come up fairly well for just tying in this bottom lip here with this section. So to fully do that, we're going to now need to go around with some of the plants and all that sort of stuff to tie in there, and I think I want to add in a few more leaves. I don't have any more lanterns at the moment. I'm going to have to go and trade with my villagers to get those up. But I think that, you know, now's the time that we head back and start doing another round of axolotl breeding before going through with the next phase of adding in the plants and the leaves and all that sort of stuff here. I'll breed you guys up first, so I think now I've got enough room, adults to do, yep, let's go you and you, you and, well, we'll go you and, no, 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 don't kill my fish, whew, no, again, no, oh, the horror, fish, swim up the waterfall, oh, no, ah, because of the stupid sugar cane. That's alright, I think we had one spare fish here. Damn it. Oh, now you're not in the mood. Well, you know what? You don't get it now. You failed me, guys. After I fed these fish to the axolotl over here, I think it's time to finish off that area. And then we're going to have to wrap up this episode because, yeah, I don't have much more time left, unfortunately. The week's gotten away. Alright. From memory, some of you guys, these fish were bugged, so I have no hope here with these guys. Ted, wish me luck. You see, like, oh, okay, that one just didn't want to eat. And as the sun sets, I look over here, see a whole heap of babies. Ted, there were 4 adults. I'm only seeing 3. The axolotl's pushing you in the water, mate. Alright. Time to sleep. Okay, so because we're working more over here, the baby axolotls and the adult ones over at the other end, they're not quite loaded in enough to be able to, you know, refresh their breeding cycle. So come over here just to do last 2 here. Hopefully you guys aren't going to mess this up again. Get behind the sugarcane. And there we go. And then I'm just going to finish off that little bit of the hill over there. And I think we might call this an episode. So can you guys get... There we go. Alright. So, no blue ones yet. Still no blue ones. Alright. I will see you once I've done some planting. Alright guys, as you can see behind me now, I think that this little section has come up so nice. Like, it's just, it looks so just natural and yeah. Oh, I'm a bit lost for words for it. If we spin around, we can walk down and have a little bit of a look. You got all the nice lush colours up there, the reds and the purples, and I'm really happy with it. I mean, I didn't add too much more of the leaves, and I might come back and do that a little bit later on, but I mean, it still looks pretty cool. I did manage to get a bit of the sugarcane in there. I didn't want to go too overboard with the bamboo, but I don't know, might need to add in a little bit more just in this area here because it looks a little bit left out. But other than that, I'm very happy with how this is looking. Like, we've added in, oh yeah, as you can see over here, a bit of the glow lichen as a little bit of a different breakup block, but also a bit more of a light source as well. We've still got space there for our tree, and then once that's in place, I'll be able to sort of finish off the little moss around there. But hopefully I can maybe do that between episodes. I know I say that a lot, but I really want to finish this area off because it's looking so cool. And then I've just got to get the big old sorting sort of warehouse up there so I can have my storage and everything up in that spot nicely, and then add in a few little houses up the top there to sort of complete that area a bit more, which is sort of a bit more of the drive what we're going to be doing in the next few episodes. But yeah, with that said though, as we make our way over to our axolotl pond to finish off the barrel of fish, yeah, hopefully next week's episode will be a little bit less chaotic than this one was, and I'll have a bit more time to get that done, just as we're easing things back into the work. Now, let's head on over, breed up our last lot of fish. I think I've got 4, which means we can do 2 more breedings. So they come on up. We got you, and we've got you. Come on, last one of the day. Can we get it, guys? Can we get it? Let's see you, and let's do it. Will it into? No. Well, we managed to go through an entire barrel of fish today just to try and get this blue axolotl, and just had absolutely no luck. But we definitely have a lot more axolotl swimming around in our pond. Now, this is unfortunately almost the end of my controller's life, so we'll have to make this a bit quick. But this is the end of the episode, and before we do wrap this up and sort of leave, what I would like to do is, Well, thank you. Someone's been around here. I wonder if that was when Attica was stopping past. But I would love to update the map. We've now got all this area over here worked in. We've got all of this section here is now all been done. So what I think I might do is, if we look in here, I've got 9 locator maps, so we can update this map here and get it all sort of changed over. Then we can lock it and add it over to our sort of collection of maps that we've got, so we can see the whole time of, Foxwood's growth. So let me quickly plug in my controller so it doesn't die while I'm trying to update the map. And then I'll bring you back in and we'll have a brand new map that's update. Wow, words are just not your thing today. Let's stand here. Let's see if I can do this right. We look back here, and when we come back, it should be updated. I hope I did this right. Well, hopefully I managed to line up the image so it was just a nice, sweet transition from the old map to the new one. Just look at how Foxwood has grown. Like, it's pretty cool. You can also still see Athica's present for us over there. But just the land is all coming together. We've got all our paths, which really stretch out and show off everything that's sort of connected and where things lead. And you can see that there is a fair bit of structure in how this is sort of formed around it. We've really got to start now paying a bit more attention to this section over here, which is where I want a fair whack of houses to go. So if everything goes to plan for this coming week with work and that, I should for next episode be able to complete this area over here. And I was thinking that maybe up in this sort of snowy area, we might even put a graveyard for our fallen horses and Ted's best barking friend, and all the ones that we've lost during this sort of chapter, Goldie, but there's been a few. So, with all of that sort of said and the updating of the map, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I know it was a little bit rushed and a bit higgledy-piggledy maybe in some areas, and that was just purely because of time restrictions and just trying to work everything in. But I am very happy with what we have gotten today. I mean, we went through a barrel of tropical fish and did not get ourselves a blue axolotl. That just shows how hard they are. But we did manage to connect all of this area over here and just tie it all in together nicely. We found out that Marshall's been demoted, and I'm just so happy with how this has come up. And I just really hope that we can get a bit more into it and try and get all of this new section of the village built up so we can even attempt the old, because like if we fly over to the map, you can see very clearly which sort of areas have been built up in, and we haven't even really touched on to this side of the map yet, where every other section has something. Don't look at this one. Has something that we've touched on. So I'm hoping that we can get all of this done before, the new update comes out, and unfortunately we'll be updating our world and changing on and creating something new. But just rumbling wow with words. Wow. But if you've made it this far into the video, thank you very, very much. I hope you've enjoyed it, and until next time,